welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Sports Recap. I am your host, Open Mind, along with your other host, DZ,
What's going on, everybody?
and we back with week 3 of NFL football, fantasy sports, FanDuel, DraftKings. We're about to jump into this lineup. Before we even start the show, I want to say my week 2 trash. I just want to say that. My week 2 was trash. It's like I had the right picks, but they wasn't together right on the squad. Like they wasn't the combinations was off. But I had the right players. But last week, man, like I don't know. It's just that's why I've always say it's hard for me to call these games until about week 5, week 6, and I can really start saying definitively what people will do. There's a lot of surprises happened last week. Like for example, the thumbnail. For example, the Dolphins did that to the Ravens. Did you see that? Did you see that? I saw it.
I saw it. I mean, I had Tyreek Hill. Any questions?
I didn't have Tyreek. I didn't have nobody really off the Dolphins because I was just like, it's the Dolphins. Let me see what they gonna do first, right? So yeah, y'all got Tyreek Hill, but I just see how y'all do because y'all there don't mean they're gonna mess well. So it's week 3. And we still got 15 more weeks of football. I'm not gonna sleep on Tyreek Hill and Jaden Wallow and the Dolphins no more. Like I'm not doing it no more. So check it.
Yeah.
With Micah Hyde, the safety for the Bills, is out for the season. That's a bad loss for their secondary because the Bills been shutting down the run and the pass. Like can't nobody get nothing off on the Bills. They can't get no run. They can't get no pass. They can't get nothing going on the Bills. They just lost Micah Hyde. So with that said, that makes Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill real interesting going into this game, fam. Like at first I was gonna fade both of them. I was like, nah, they did a good job against the Ravens, but they not finna repeat that against the Bills. It's finna be different. But then Micah Hyde injury report come up. He out for the season. I'm like, oh man. so now you can pick them. You ain't gotta pick both of them, but you can rock with Tua and combo with Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill if you want to now against the Bills. Like you would normally fade them because it's the Bills. You don't want to go against the Bills, but they lost Micah Hyde. Now that's gone. Now they're not super trash on defense, but they can't stop Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill together without Micah Hyde, bro. They can't do it. I picked the quarterback last week. I'm gonna let you start us off with the quarterback combo. I just wanted to get all of that off my chest first.
Really? After we just said something about the quarterbacks, do you take Josh Allen or do you not take Josh Allen?
I can't say. I mean, because Josh Allen costs a lot. I definitely say listen. Stephon Diggs is a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Diggs is a lot. Do you need Josh Allen? I don't know. I think Tua gonna give you Josh Allen numbers. And I'm not saying fade Josh. I'm just saying, do you fade him? Do you pick him? I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't have an answer. But I would say you don't necessarily need Josh Allen as much as you do probably need Tua to save that money and fill them spots up. So go ahead.
That's true. I mean, quarterback is interesting this week. I mean, you have Josh Allen, you have Jalen Hurts, Kirk Cousins, Tua, who I don't know what happened. He just lit it up. I mean, you even have Jared Goff going up against Minnesota.
Right.
Jeez. This is a wealth of players. But who do you trust the most? You know what? I want to scroll down. I would like to save some money at quarterback. I'm going Jared Goff.
Jared Goff? Okay, who you gonna pair him with? Brown? Oh,
I'm Brown.
Yeah, I mean, right. Okay. Because, the thing about that game, okay, before we continue, that pitiful play with the Eagles versus the Vikings last week, because I had the Vikings winning that game. I was like, the Vikings going to take these Eagles. Like the Eagles ain't all that. Eagles played ball with them dudes. Like ball them out. Like Jalen Hurts was the actual quarterback that game. He spread the ball around.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't just feed it to AJ Brown. Everybody got a touchdown in that game. All his receivers. Devontae Smith, the dude I said pick in week 1 who ain't do nothing, he balled out last week. Right? So I'm saying the Lions ain't necessarily going to lose that game against the Vikings. I don't know if they're going to beat them. I can't call the winner, but the Lions can beat the Vikings after watching them play against the Eagles. After that pitiful display against the Eagles, the Lions, if they don't win, they're going to definitely have a good day because Jalen Hurts receivers had a ball against Minnesota's secondary. They had a ball. So, yeah, Jared Goff, Rob St. Brown, that's a good start. So let me fill in my spot here. Go to running back for me.
Gotcha. We're here. What were you looking at?
Let me see. Scroll slow. Slow scroll. Or is it? No, hold on. Let me bring it up on my screen because the live stream is got a small delay. So now you see PM slate. Okay, there we go. Running back. All right, so Derrick Henry. I think about Derrick Henry. I think last week you really don't have much choice but to pick him because there's nobody else on Tennessee to pick from.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really regret it, but I just wish he had a better game. But it's the Bills, man. Like, you know, the Bills shut that down. So I say a good running back, a good safe running back is probably DeAndre Swift.
Really? Even with the question
Running back. He playing. They just need to pull that tag off of him. He playing. He gonna be full go.
I can see
He gonna be
too.
full.
So it looks like we're gonna start this out with a line.
Like he not. Yeah. No, I ain't really trying to like do the stack Lions because you got golf and I mean I was gonna pick him anyway looking at the list because knowing that he's gonna be full go. Like last week he was like on a pitch count, like half of he, you know, just playing when the coach needed him. He gonna be full go tomorrow or full go Sunday. You know, the questionable tag, they just lazy with the thing. Like he even the coach said he gonna play. Like he's feeling good. He ain't hurt. He didn't reactivate no injury. He gonna be full go. And I think he's just gonna eat against these Vikings. So just give me DeAndre Swift, bro.
Okay, so got a question for you. Even though we have Henry, do you think Dontrell Hillard is going to have a good game?
No, I do not.
Actually,
No, I do not.
he only played rushing twice. Nope, I take that back.
No, I don't think he'll have a good game.
Let me see, can I find a receiver? Trying to find somebody a little cheaper.
Oh, for running back?
Wide receiver or running back. I don't think we can play cheap on a running back right now.
Nah, I got a running back for you if you don't pick him.
Well, who's that?
Miles Sanders.
That ain't bad.
Yeah, Miles Sanders against them Commanders. Miles Sanders finna run all over them Commanders. So yeah. Miles Sanders is the other running back if you don't pick.
The thing I have against the Eagles is that most of the time it's Jalen Hurts in the end zone.
Yeah, but they still get their production like throughout the game though.
That's true.
Like if you look at the numbers, click on the Eagles players numbers and just look at the production. It's there. So they might not get. So you're not wrong. I'm just saying like it's not to say that
Okay.
it's not like Eagles players are super expensive.
No, they're not. I think I'm gonna go ahead
So
and go with
for
him.
the price that they got, they gonna keep the production.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go with him. I might just take your pick on this one. Yeah, he's gonna.
You gonna take my?
Yeah, I'm gonna take this pick. Yeah, I'm gonna take Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders. You got Miles. Got Amon Ra. All right, well, it's time to fill up these receiver spots. Give me, do I want Diggs? Do I want Diggs? Yep, I want Diggs. I don't want none of these other receivers. Give me Stephon Diggs because that Miami and Bills game gonna be hype, bro. Because everybody saw what the Dolphins did. The Bills saw what the Dolphins did, so the Bills gonna try to repeat. Diggs gonna try to eat. You give me Stephon Diggs.
I agree with you there. All right, let's see here. We got defenses. I'm gonna pick the Eagles defense against the Commanders. What's your thoughts on that one? I mean, that yeah, I'll go.
I'm not mad at that Eagles pick. The Eagles defense pick. Now, hold on. Before I say this to you, I say this to you though. Don't sleep on Carson Wentz. Even if the Commanders lose that game, Carson Wentz is still gonna score touchdowns against your defense.
That's true. That's what I'm looking at too.
So you might want to rethink going against the Commanders with your defense because they're gonna score. They might not win, but they're gonna score.
That's true.
Carson Wentz is capable, bro. So like he might not be able to close out games. That's probably one of his big issues is that he does well during the game, but then when it comes at fourth quarter, he just can't close it out. So if you're looking for like a steamroll, it's not gonna be a steamroll. Like the Commanders probably not gonna do much this year, but they still gonna score against your team. So if you pick the defense, just know it's gonna be some ups and downs with your scoreboard. They gonna put up, bro.
Right.
So you know.
You know what? Let's just go cheap on I think that's too many Lions.
Too many Lions?
Yeah.
Well, I'll get, what? I'll take DeAndre Swift out. You're right. But I don't want to get
I was talking about if I picked the Detroit defense. Man, I mean, the defense has been ain't showed much. Or they got a tough matchup. I'm not picking the Jets. I think Joe Burrow and him are starting to get there. You know what? I'm just going to step away from the receiver. Step away from the defense for right now. Alright. And you know what? I'm going to go Pittman. Michael Pittman against Kansas City.
Michael Pittman against how much does he cost?
7,400.
Yeah, they're pretty weak on defense out there. I'll pick the defense. I'll take that burden off your shoulder.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see here. Bills and Ravens, Lions and Minnesota. I like the Saints going against the Panthers.
Ooh.
I like the Saints.
The Saints defense? Okay.
I like that. I like that situation right here.
Yeah.
You know what? Even better. I got a better one. The Bears against Houston.
Honestly, I can see that one.
Bears against Houston. I don't trust the Jets in Cincinnati. I feel like you feeling. It's Joe Burrow we talk about. So I don't trust the Jets against Cincinnati. The Houston defense ain't finna do nothing. The Panthers defense ain't finna stop New Orleans. The Saints will stop the Panthers though. They will on defense. The Titans ain't gonna stop the Vegas Raiders. The Raiders ain't gonna stop the Titans. Patriots is so on defense. The Lions finna get scored on because it's the Vikings. So if it's a situational thing, not necessarily about price. It's about the situation, the circumstances. All these situations, all these defenses. The Lions gonna score. The Vikings gonna score. The Ravens gonna score against the Patriots. The Patriots gonna score against the Ravens, and go start from the bottom and go all the way up. You end up at the Bears and the Ravens. Really, the Bears, because Houston Texans Better pick that defense. Houston Texans are not about to do anything offensively against the Bears. They not. They not. So it's not about price. I know it's 4,900. The Bears are not the best defense, but in this 1 p.m. only slate, I know people looking at it like the Bears against the Houston. Yeah, because the situation right there, looking at that list, all them teams gonna score on them defenses. Everybody from Detroit Lions at the bottom all the way up to right below the Bears, even the Ravens in the Patriots game. Everybody's scoring on everybody. The points finna get scored, period. But the Bears, I think, gonna lock the Houston Texans down defensively.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think they say we got 48.50 for each.
So what I'll do is I'll get rid of DeAndre Swift because he cost $8,000. I want to keep him, but I don't have to keep him. So let me get rid of DeAndre Swift right there. Leave that running back spot open. Jump into the flex. I want Devontae Adams.
Oh, wow. Instead of Swift?
I want him in the flex. I want Devontae Adams.
I can agree with that. Let me see here. And we got tight end, and then we got one running back spot. So we got to go cheap somewhere. The question is, where do we go cheap?
Well, let me see. Who is 4,500? That's gonna be like, okay, you got Justin Jefferson.
I can tell you right now, there's not much on the running back side.
Yeah, this is FanDuel. This is not. I'm spoiled with DraftKings with how they. So I just get rid of Devontae Adams.
Especially tight end. Should we pay up at tight end?
I don't know what that was about. Sorry about that background noise. Pay up at tight end? No, we should not pay up at tight end. The tight end I want Goddard. I'm gonna pick Goddard at tight end. I'm gonna take DeAndre Swift off of running back, and I'll pick Goddard at tight end against Commanders.
Gotcha. I was thinking David Montgomery against Houston.
Against Houston? Yeah, that's a good look. That's a good look.
Yeah, that leaves us with 5,100.
That's a good look.
In the flex.
All right, then last in the flex, who we got in the flex? 5,000.
5,100 on my side.
Yeah, 5,100. Got Jake McKinnon. That's about it. The only person I see that's worth the flex spot is Jerick McKinnon. Or Marquise Callaway for the Saints. I mean, nah. He ain't getting the ball that much. That's like a long shot. Chenault Jr. Okay, look at Chenault Jr. for Carolina. He got targeted 7 times in the Indiana game. He getting targets, bro getting targets. So I'm gonna go with Chenault Jr. as my flex for 4,600.
Junior, that's his last name?
Chenault Jr., the dude from I don't like leaving money on the table.
Well, I'm trying to figure out who that is.
Carolina's wide receiver, $4,600. I don't remember. I can't say. I don't know his first name. It's Larry or something, Lawrence or something like that. Chenault Jr.
Okay, I see him. Wait, no, I forgot about him.
Now, here's the thing. Got 500 left. If you take Montgomery out, you can get Edwards-Helaire against Indiana.
Take Montgomery out, and who we get?
Yeah, if you take Montgomery out, you can get Edwards-Helaire for Kansas City. Because you don't have a Chief going against the Colts. You don't have not one at all.
But do you think the Colts are going to shut him down is the question?
No. They're
Okay.
not. The Colts are 0-2 right now.
Okay. I can go with
Who they finna shut down?
that.
Who
Actually,
the Colts?
we got 300 on the table. We can go get Montgomery or Sanders.
Montgomery who?
Okay, so we have 300 left on the table. And you
No, I'm
still
keeping Sanders. Sanders is a better running back than Montgomery. No, I'm keeping Sanders.
gotcha.
I guess the best thing I would say is you can get off Pittman and jump on Jalen Waddle against that Buffalo game since we got him on a thumbnail. I mean, since we thumbnailing the Buffalo Bills in the game. I mean, you could. It's up to you. That's your
No, no, no,
pick.
no, no, no. I like that one.
You could get off Pittman and get Waddle. I mean, Micah Hyde is out for the season. Who's gonna stop Waddle?
That is true.
Waddle. Listen, before you do this, Waddle don't necessarily have to repeat the same numbers because listen, you got Tyreek Hill across from him.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they can work off each other. The Bills gotta do something about Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. So you don't have Hill, but you'll get whatever Waddle do, which is gonna be good because they're gonna be double teaming Tyreek Hill. They can't double team both of them. You can't double team both them dudes, right? You're leaving the other receivers open. They just gonna keep because if they lock down Waddle and Hill every play, double team both of them. You leaving Tua to run the ball and do quarterback sneaks and do rushing. So it's like the Dolphins finna have fun with the Bills. It's finna be a good game. I'm saying he ain't gotta give you that go off potential he did last week. Yeah, he went off with the Ravens, but 7 catches and 4 quarters of football to Jalen Waddle and maybe 80, 90 yards, 80 or 90 total yards. I'm talking about 6 catches, good catches. They ain't got to be deep field, little 15-yard catches apiece. Maybe he catch it and get tackled or catch it and get a couple of yards after the catch, but 6 or 7 catches to Waddle. 4 quarters of football, Buffalo Bills game. Waddle gonna get at least 6 catches and he gonna total out at least 80 or 90 yards and probably a touchdown. And if that's all you get out of him, that's good against the Bills.
That's true.
So no, we're not trying to get if he go off again, fantastic. But that's not why we're doing it. Not picking Jalen Waddle because I hope he give me the same repeat. But they do have a chance in the Bills game with Micah Hyde being out for the season. They have Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill have a chance to have a good day. Maybe not slaughter, because that was a slaughter they did to them Ravens. They came back and beat them. But at the same time, I still think the Dolphins gonna make it a good game. Don't know who's gonna win. I'm not calling the winner, but I think Tyreek Hill and Waddle are not gonna be as restricted as people think because Micah Hyde is out for the season on the Bills safety squad, and they replacement ain't gonna be able to check Waddle and Hill. That dude ain't gonna be able to check Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. He not. He's good, but he's a backup for a reason. Right? He's a backup for a reason.
I agree.
So
All right.
I like Jared Goff, Nicholas Hilaire, Miles Sanders. Did you get Jalen Waddle or you still doing Pittman?
No, I'm keeping Waddle. I'm going with Waddle.
All right.
It's risky,
Jared
but I'm
Goff.
going with Waddle.
It is risky. I'll go ahead and say that because I'm not saying the dude finna go off again, but I don't see him having a bad game. Goff, Edwards-Helaire, Miles Sanders, Jalen Waddle, Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Dallas Goedert, Shanoff Jr. in the flex with the Bears stopping the Houston Texans. I like this lineup. It's a sneaky lineup. I don't know if it's going to cash. I don't know how much money it's going to do, but keep an eye on this lineup on y'all screen. This is FanDuel lineup. All right, this isn't DraftKings. We're about to switch over to DraftKings here shortly, but this is the FanDuel lineup, y'all.
Gotcha. All right. Here we go. Switching over to DraftKings. And what are we doing over here? We doing afternoon?
Make it interesting. You can hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Because I just heard a beat. Let's try Tears after no. Yeah.
4 games.
And for some reason, the tweet is frozen. The tweet was I tried to send it out, but it's still sitting here freezing in place. So I don't know why it's doing that, but I guess I got too many screens going at once. That's probably what that is.
Hey, bro, I can't look at Kyler Murray the same anymore. Every time I look at that name, I just laugh. After what you sent me last week, man, every time I hear that, just gonna pop in my head. Wow.
Hey, talk about when you said the new Call of Duty coming out. He
They said, yeah, the first half he in snipe mode. Second half he finally figured out he's playing football.
Right.
Oh man. Alright, man. Well, tier 1 is yours. Good luck.
So let's check out tier 1. What we got here for tier 1. After tier 1. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Shoot.
And I utterly refuse to go with Stafford. I refuse.
You going with
I refuse to pick.
Or are you going with one of the greats?
I'm going with the GOAT, bro. Give me the GOAT. Tom Brady. Give me the GOAT. Go put me out
Over everybody?
for tier 1. Give me the.
Well,
For everybody, give me the GOAT.
Yeah. Man, tier 2. Eckler and Williams, or do I go with Jones or Cooper Kupp? Nope, going Kupp. I'm not gonna fight it this week. Going with Kupp.
Yeah, I'll take Kupp. But y'all can have Matthew Stafford. Y'all can have him back. I don't want him. And I know he has a questionable tag, but Fournette is a full goal. He is going to be Tom Brady's wide receiver because Evans is out.
Gotcha. What about
and I don't know what's going on with Julio Jones, but
what do you mean get on?
What about who?
What about Julio?
I was saying I don't know what's going on with Julio.
Gotcha.
His injury report.
All right.
He got an injury. He got a cue for his cue.
All right. So tier 3. London, Patterson, Lockett. You know what? Let me look at this matchup. I'm gonna go with Patterson. Simply because he's dual threat. Is he still running the ball sometimes? Yep.
He's dual threat.
Yeah, I'm going Patterson.
Yeah, because the Seahawks is trash. They trash, man. Seahawks are trash.
Gotcha.
Now we make fun of Kyler Murray, but Greg Dortch is definitely doing his thing with Kyler Murray, and I'm gonna go with Greg Dortch again. He's definitely doing his thing with Kyler Murray.
Well, I mean, does he look like he has too much of a choice?
Not much of a choice, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with that. Wait a minute. Now,
I mean, they've been playing from behind. I
probably shouldn't go with Greg Dortch.
Why you
I
say
probably
that?
shouldn't do that.
Who would you go with?
Because Greg Dortch is going to be going up against Jalen Ramsey, and if Greg Dortch is their fastest receiver, because they do have Malcolm Brown, but Malcolm Brown not as fast no more. He's playing in the slot. Greg Dortch is the wideout, and Jalen Ramsey going to be checking Greg Dortch. So I take that back. I don't want Greg Dortch. Probably be best for me to either get Henderson, Higbee, or Lazard, because Tampa Bay injuries too on a secondary, and Lazard is a pretty decent receiver. He's not the best, but I think he could have a decent game against the Buccaneers, I guess. What were you gonna say?
No, I was about to say, are you sure about him going up against the Buccaneers? But how did he do last week?
He didn't do too well, but that's because Aaron Rodgers was just sucking, you know. But like I said, it's either Henderson or Higby, and I think I think Higby is probably a safer pick.
So you're going with
Probably
it?
I'm gonna get Tyler Higby,
Okay,
safer pick.
gotcha. Last one. And I get the one where I don't know who the heck these guys are except Zach and Everett.
Then then focus on them too.
Yeah, Carter
Don't worry
gets
about nobody else because
yeah,
ain't nobody.
DeAndre Carter gets 3 or 4 targets.
Oh snap! I didn't see this. Sammy Watkins. Wait, let me stop for a second. Sammy Watkins was placed on injury reserve Saturday. This comes as somewhat of a surprise. After a breakout week 2, Watkins practiced in limited fashion Wednesday with a hamstring injury. The injury took a turn for the worse from there as the veteran receiver missed practice before Friday before being ruled out for Sunday's game against Buccaneers. The Packers have been noticeably withholding when it comes to injuries with ambiguous timelines, but perhaps more information regarding don't know what's going on with Sammy Watkins, so I'm gonna go back to Tyler Higby, and I'm definitely gonna get Alan Lazard.
All right.
Yeah, definitely get to. Got to. He's gonna have to play well.
Yeah, I agree there.
He ain't got nobody else to throw the ball to.
All right, so let's see here. You know what? I think probably the best pick here is Zach Ertz. Going up against the Rams.
Alrighty, so we got the GOAT, Cooper Kupp, Fournette, Cordell Patterson, Alan Lazard, and Zach Ertz.
Yep.
I like it. I'm going to enter it. Let's see. And last but not least, the last squad of the day is the prime time squad.
Are we doing full lineup or are we going to do?
Yeah, full lineup. I'm trying to get out of this menu here. Full lineup. All right, got it. So, night game, Sunday night going to Monday night. Now, what I tell you about Cooper Rush? What did he do last?
He did good.
He beat them Cincinnati Bengals. I told you because, and I said he only gonna beat the Bengals because he's not playing the Super Bowl Bengals. He's playing the banged up Bengals. I said that.
That's true. Yeah.
So now here's an interesting take though. Jimmy G or Russell Wilson? I'm gonna ask you a question.
Uh-oh.
Jimmy G or Russell Wilson?
Man. Have there been any injuries on either side of the defense? Probably not.
Nope. Both defenses are full go.
Do I have to pick between those two?
Wait a minute. You talk about San Francisco defense and Denver defense?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought you talking about Dallas. I'm sorry. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on defense as far as 49ers and Denver.
I thought you said Russell Wilson or Jimmy G.
I said quarterback.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I go at Rush before I pick those two.
You would go with Russell Wilson before you pick Jimmy G?
No, I pick Cooper Rush before I go with either one of those two. Because they're going to have a rough game against those defenses, I believe.
Okay. So, let's see.
What's your take on that? Or unless you want Russell Wilson or Jimmy Garoppolo.
I think I like Jimmy G against the Denver Broncos defense.
Why is that?
Because the Denver Broncos defense is not as good as we thought they were. They allow a lot of points.
Is it mostly on the ground or is it through the air?
Both. Around it. They allow a lot of runs and they allow a lot of passes.
Let me look at this.
Russell Wilson is winning the game. The defense is not.
The Broncos only allowed 9 points from Houston, 17 from Seattle.
They're not as good as you think.
Okay. I want to go with you on that one. Okay.
They're not as good as you think. But not I asked the question. I didn't say anything about the Giants defense. I just asked about them two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Now, Cooper Rush, Danny Dimes. Which one? Pick one of the two.
Nah,
Daniel,
I'm
Cooper
going
Rush.
Rush because I don't. I do not like that going against that Dallas defense right now.
You don't like going against it.
Yeah, because it's just a pick waiting to happen.
So let's roll with it. Cooper Rush to none other than yo boy, Noah Brown. Even though Michael Gallup is gonna be back, but he's gonna be on a pitch count, so he can't be trusted. Noah Brown, that's your dude.
That's true.
That is your dude.
Had him last
Cooper
week,
Rush.
and he
Let's
showed
go.
up.
Cooper Rush is the QB to Noah Brown. That's how we gonna start it. Not a Cowboy fan like that. This is just a good. This is the smart, conservative, corporate pick, right? This is like the corporate pick, corporate lineup. You know what I'm saying? Not my favorite lineup, but it's just the circumstances. You only need two games. You got the Broncos game and the 49ers game, Giants and the Dallas game. That's what you got in this slate right here.
That's true. Man, question for you: Barkley or Williams for running back?
Tony Pollard. You asked me a question. I answered your question.
Oh, come on!
You asked me a question. I had to. That's the write-in. I know the vote. The voting only let you pick Democrat, Republican. So I wrote in my candidate. He's a write-in. Tony Pollard.
I thought you might have wanted Barkley. Yeah.
Tony Pollard.
Well, is Elliott doing anything?
Tony Pollard.
No, he's not. Yeah, Tony's
Right.
what?
I'm just campaigning for vote for
Vote for who?
vote for Tony Pollard.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I go Pollard.
He's running for president. Tony Pollard is running for president. Vote for Tony Pollard.
All right, yo pick, man.
He's running.
I got Pollard.
He's running. All right. The next running back I'm going to let's spot and get Devontae Williams.
What? No Barkley?
The next pick for running back I'm gonna get is Devontae Williams.
Man.
So running back to fill the other running back spot, Devontae Williams. Because I'm not going against the Cowboys defense. I don't care what running back it is. I'm not going against the Cowboys defense. They stopping them. They stop.
Gotcha. For wide receiver, I'm going Debo.
Debo Samuel. Okay, other wide receiver. Let's see. Other wide receiver. What's going on with Jerry Judy? Jerry Judy will be listed as questionable for Sunday night's game against the 49ers. The wideout missed practice Wednesday and Thursday, but he was able to get back on the field for a limited session Friday. His status is worth tracking ahead of Sunday's game with added context regarding the chances of suiting up versus San Francisco becoming available prior to 1 p.m. So we got to keep an eye on Jerry Judy because I would like to pick Jerry Judy. So as it stands, because I don't know Jerry Judy's status, I'm going to go with Sterling Shepard. But this lineup, we need to keep an eye on it because you won't know until, let's see, this is Sunday night's game, so you won't know about Jerry Judy's status until about an hour before game time. And I would say if they let him play, come back to this lineup, take Sterling Shepard out, and put Judy in there. But right now, picking Sterling Shepard until further notice. That's what that means.
Gotcha.
I want Judy, but he could legitimately not play because his injury could keep him out. They could be, in situations where he's probably good to play, but the coach want to exercise caution and just hold him out for one game, let him rest another week, and they just fight the good fight without him. And he'll come back next week strong and healthy without going out there and aggravating the injury just because he want to play. He may be healthy to play, but the coaches or the staff might say, hey, man, just let him sit out for another week just to be safe. and they could do that. They could possibly do a situation like that with Jerry Jeudy. So I kind of like exercise caution. Like I don't. This is a situation where I don't know if he's gonna play or not. I just don't know. And he's not hurt, but he got a nick where it's aggravating him, and he has to be put on the injury report. And it's possible that the coach could just hold him out for one game. It's only week 3. They got a lot of football to play all the way into January. So some of these coaches might just be like, hey, man, sit out for a week. We need you for later in the season or some shit. So until further notice, Sterling Shepard is the last receiver right there. And if we can pick him, if we get any type of information before game time, go back into this lineup, take Shepard out, and lock Juke. Just wanted to say that.
Gotcha. And I have been looking at tight end, and George Kittle is going to play today with Jimmy G as a quarterback, and I am going Kittle.
Yeah, I figured you through it. We're going to go with the Cowboys, none other than the Cowboys on defense. The Cowboys on defense, baby.
Oh, she's sitting right there?
No. But it just ain't got to do with her.
That's true.
The Cowboys legit on defense. They got to do with her.
That's true.
This is football, bro. Football is football. I'm a fan of the stats and the players, not the team. And if the Cowboys on defense is doing their thing, they doing their thing. You got to give them props.
That's true.
Listen, I got teams that I hate. I don't like Aaron Rodgers, but you see, I pick Lazard.
Yeah.
Right? I can't stand Aaron Rodgers, but I pick Lazard.
Hey,
why? Because Sammy Watkins.
He's like a cheerleader, man. I mean, like, he's very vocal this season, and the press is just not in his favor.
Well, look, I hope Tom Brady whoops his ass because we ain't. How often do we get to see Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers play? We don't get to.
Not much.
Right. So this is a game. Well, this is the GOAT versus the dude who wants to be the GOAT. Right. The dude who wish he was the GOAT.
That's true.
So Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. We finna get a good game.
About time.
Let's watch.
Well, I can't say about time because I was watching that Miami game.
Oh, that's Miami game. Until further notice, week 2 football, Miami Dolphins versus the Ravens game was the best football game in all of football. Week 2.
That's true.
Dolphins, Ravens, period, point blank, shut it all down. That was the best game until one of these other weeks. It could be week 3, it could be week 7, it could be week 13. Until further notice, the best game of the NFL 2022 NFL year was that Dolphins and Ravens game. Best game ever. Best game this season.
That's true. All right. Last pick. Let me see here. There isn't nobody other than Brandon to pick here. Yeah, I'm going to Brandon Ahi.
Hold on, wait a minute.
At 5,400.
Yeah, you're right. Ain't nobody else.
I mean, unless you want. Go ahead.
Nah, never mind. You're right. Yeah, nobody.
Unless you think CeeDee Lamb's going to do good.
Brandon Ayuk is straight. CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
You can't afford.
Unless we get rid of Debo.
I'm not getting rid of Debo for CeeDee Lamb.
We're going with Brandon then.
What's wrong with you? Why would I do such a foolish thing?
It was just a thought, man. It was just a thought.
It's a thought that I rebuke in Jesus' name.
Wow. He said Jesus, though.
I rebuke that. What I will not do is replace CeeDee Lamb with Deebo Samuel. No, I won't keep Deebo Samuel. You see, I got my receiver. His name Noah Brown. I got my Cowboys receiver. Hold on. Yeah. Cooper Rush. Hold on. I got another Cowboys player. Tony Pollard. We got enough goddamn, and we got the Cowboys defense. We got enough Cowboys, okay?
That's true.
Listen. CeeDee Lamb, the dude at the basketball court, you picking players, he's the last person to get picked.
Yeah.
Like, I picked everybody except CeeDee Lamb. I picked Cooper Rush, I picked Noah Brown, I picked Tony Pollard and the Cowboys defense. And then we got all these other people in between whose name is not CeeDee Lamb.
I agree, man. Wow.
So, I'm just telling you. No, I will not replace Debo Samuel with CeeDee Lamb. No, I will not do that. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, I'm picking Brandon. So
Brandon,
we have Rush, Pollard, Javonte Williams, Noah Brown, Debo Samuel, Sterling Shepard, George Kittle, Brandon Ahi, and the Cowboys defense. And we have no money on the table after this one.
we have no money on the table. That's the best lineup. That's the best lineup. You ain't got no more money. Because I just hate leaving money on the table because I feel like, you know what, we could, because sometimes you could be too cheap and it's like you being extra cheap. You got all this money left over and pick some players, man. Pick some of them studs. Spend that money. Because really it's monopoly money, man. What you going to do with it? It's just sitting there. I feel like if you leave money out there, you shoot yourself in the foot. Mm-hmm. It's free. It's monopoly money to pick players. If you got $1,000 left over or $5,000 left over because you just being cheap, well, why you being cheap with fake money? It's fake money. It's not real. You gotta spend it. You only got $50,000 or $60,000 on FanDuel to pick your player. Spend that money down to $0. Don't have no money left over, because money left over means you missing the player that you could possibly get that you didn't think you can afford, but you need to go back into that list. And I say that with making any lineup you do on any one of these joints, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever. If you're making a lineup and it's full, and you're at the bottom of your screen, you see you got some money left over, well, I would say 500 and up. Anything below 500, just go ahead and close that lineup out. You're really not going to get anybody better than who you have with a $300 difference. But if you got $500 and higher, man, go back on that list, check each and every slot, and see. More than likely, it's probably your defense, right? You could go to your defense slot and add $500 to your defense and probably get a better defense. So more than likely, the best course of action when you have that much money left over, $1,000, $500, leave your squad alone, the players that you have, and go to your defense and see if you can get a better defense. Because you probably picked a cheap defense anyway. Most likely people go ahead and when they're making their lineups, the average person put their defense, just get it out the way, because it's that thing. It's like, man, I don't want to spend too much money on a defense, man. It's like, I need that money for these players. So people usually get a defense that's like $2,700, $3,000, whatever. They DraftKings, and then FanDuel, they get a defense that's like $4,500, $5,000, whatever. Like they try not to spend too much on their defense. But if you done filled your list up and you got $500 left or more, go to your defense slot and see if you can get a better defensive matchup. Now that you filled your slots, you got your players you want, you were able to get the people you thought you couldn't get, and you still got money left over. That's good money management. Go in there and see if you can get a better defensive situation. If not the defense, if you satisfied with it, jump in your tight end spot. That's another situation. The tight end. Go to your tight end position. Whoever you have that tight end, add that $500 or $1,000 to that slot and see if you can get a better tight end. If you don't want to change your defense, the next course of action is your tight end spot. Leave that flex alone. Leave them receivers alone. Leave the running backs and your quarterback. Leave all them players alone. And if your defense is a team you just want to keep, then the next step up is tight end. You got 500 left, got 1,000 left, the tight end spot, so you can get a better tight end to spend that money, because what you're doing is you making your lineup down to $0 the best way you can to give yourself the best chance to win. Get everybody you can get. Why not? It's free. It ain't your money anyway, so spend it. But on that note, man, that's my long list still. I'm about to submit this lineup. You got any last words? Because I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this game to start, bro. It's gonna be some football this week 3.
Yeah, it is.
It's gonna be football this week 3.
Man, I don't think I got nothing much to say. I mean, I had a decent cash game week last week. That was it. But
I made just enough to play again. I didn't cash out yet. I cashed out week 1 actually. I actually cashed out like $35 week 1 on one of them lineups. And it wasn't really it wasn't none of the lineups that we did. It was actually a in-game showdown. I was so frustrated week one that all my lineups was losing. Then the last game of football is that Sunday night football. So I made an in-game showdown. I bet $1 in a single entry, and I cashed out $30.
Nice.
But that's all of other lineups I put in that do nothing. That one little lineup that was an in-game showdown, because I watched the first half of the game. I saw how everybody was doing, so I made an in-game showdown, bet $1 on a single entry, and that's because I could see this game, so I see who they throwing the ball to. So let me pick all the guys. And then this in-game showdown, I didn't get first place. I just placed to where it paid me $35. First place guys ended up getting like $500. I placed to where they pay out $35. So that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I say like week 3, it's all guessing still, because I don't have a pattern yet. Like we still don't know how the Dolphins and the Bills game gonna go. People are probably expecting a repeat. The Dolphins finna do the same thing to the Bills. Well, had they had Micah Hyde, they probably wouldn't have. But it's going to be interesting to see how Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle play without Micah Hyde breathing down their neck out there on that fucking field, bro.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see. This is, and not mind you, Stephon Diggs is finna torch the Dolphins too now.
True.
Stephon Diggs is on fire, okay? Dude is on fire. To pick Stephon, so to answer your question that you asked me at the top of the show, you asked me, should we pick Josh Allen? Should we not pick Josh Allen? To be or not to be? My answer to that question, is to pick Stephon Diggs.
So in other words, you saying for just fade him because he costs so much.
I'm not saying fade him. Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. Listen to me. Let's start over. To pick Josh Allen, to not pick Josh Allen going against the Dolphins. My answer is to pick Stephon Diggs. That is my answer.
Man.
Now, if you want to pick Josh Allen, I wouldn't say no. I'm not telling you not to pick him. I'm not telling you to pick him. Who I'm telling you to pick is Stephon Diggs. That's who I'm telling you. Now, after you pick Stephon Diggs, you can do whatever you want to do with your life after that. You making lineups, and the Bills and the Dolphins game is in your options, like that's on your list. What I'm telling you to do is put Stephon Diggs somewhere on a flex, the wide receiver spot, and then after that, you do what you want to do with that lineup, but you make sure Stephon Diggs.
Wow. Just avoid the question altogether. Just say, forget it. Just pick Stephon Diggs. Nah, that's it.
I said all that just to still avoid the question.
Just to not answer the question, he just says, nope, not answering that question. Just pick Stephon Diggs. That's it.
Vote for me. I'm a politician. I'm telling you. Vote for me. Anyway, listen, y'all. We had fun with y'all. This has been episode 3, season 3, episode 3, week 3 of NFL football. Happy drafting, y'all. Hope y'all get this money. Creator bless y'all. Deuces.